Hey everybody, and welcome to the Fox 25 Warriors Spotlight Veterans Day special. We are here in the 45th Infantry Division Museum here. This is an unbelievable collection and tribute to our military heroes. Now, normally in this segment, we like to focus on one single story that highlights the veterans and the work they do in our community. But today, with the help of Warriors for Freedom, we're going to be able to do so much more and show you so much more. And speaking of Warriors for Freedom, this marks the 10th year they've been helping our veterans here in Oklahoma. Take a look.
We do a lot of different things such as golf, fishing, hunting, but one of the things that we also do that we launched about 3 years ago is scuba diving.
It allows us to reconnect with either old friends or camaraderie that we used to have out in the military.
It's been less than 24 hours meeting these guys and like friends for life.
Just being reconnected with other people, it pulled me out of a state of depression. It can be absolutely life-changing.
That's what Warriors does. We take care of each other. Best, he said, we're gonna do whatever veterans need for outdoor recreational therapy, whether it's underwater basket weaving or tennis or fly fishing, we're gonna do it. So there's lots of new stuff coming up. We are doing more family programs than we ever have before, and it's just exciting to be at the beginning of our 10-year anniversary with all of the new programming. Warriors for Freedom is real.
And we're joined right now with the Executive Director for Warriors for Freedom, Erica Walker. It's so great to have you here around all this history, and 10 years now, Warriors for Freedom helping out veterans in Oklahoma. What has that been like?
It's been awesome. I've been here for 18 months now, and we've grown from serving 1,400 veterans a year. Now we're well over 4,000 veterans and their families. So it's been an amazing transplant for me and my family.
It's an incredible opportunity for folks to get out and help out a little bit. And with some of those interactions, we always hear that same phrase, right? Thank you for your service. And you might be interested to know that not all veterans see that or hear that in the context in which people mean it. Take a look.
How can civilians thank me? I get it every day. I have young kids, I have older people come up, shake my hand and say, thank you for your service. Oh, that makes me feel good. I smile. You know, I'm just flabbergasted. I'm just really, makes me happy that people are realizing what we did and thanking us for what we did.
I feel that I would like them to thank me for my service by showing me rather than telling me.
Volunteer. That's what people really need to do.
What I say is thank you for the support, because lately it's felt as if being proud to be in the military has diminished.
You know, we're just doing a job.
It's just a job.
Thanks isn't needed because I did it because I wanted to protect the United States.
I guess the best way for civilians to thank us for our service is, man, I don't even know, because I don't ask for that.
A lot of people over the years have thanked me for my service. I don't think I did enough. I did a lot, but I don't think I did enough.
$22 a day.
The number 22 is not a good number for me.
It means a lot to me. That's why I'm a part of Warriors for Freedom.
That's one thing I like about Warriors. R22. Remember the 22.
There's got to be an answer somewhere.
We need to not just raise awareness, but we need to be doing something to stop it.
22 is too many, and we need to work at getting that number down.
We need to get a handle on it.
22 is the number that came out several years back that said the VA statistics were that an average of 22 veterans a day were committing suicide.
I've lost several friends to veteran suicide.
I have people ask me what this bracelet means, because a lot of civilians out there, they have no idea. what this bracelet means. And then when I tell them, they're shocked.
I don't think it's enough to just bring awareness, but actually do something about it.
It's important that we try to stop that number from rising and getting it as low as possible or non-existent. That's the best case scenario.
We just have to do some more studying, figuring it out, and getting a hold of these people and connecting with them on a level that, and most people, when they get ready to do suicide, they just want the pain to stop.
I had a fellow battle buddy. He's a 22 a day statistic. I had another one a couple years ago. He tried to become one.
To show their support for our veterans, I think get in contact with different veteran organizations and see what you could do. Just volunteering one day a month could change somebody's life.
What an awesome way to show people different ways that they can express gratitude. And when it comes to Warriors for Freedom, you guys have a really great take on this. It's not necessarily maybe the traditional way that people would always go to help out, but when people want to help, how do you sort of lead them into doing that?
We just like them to show up, just to be there for our veterans, to volunteer alongside them, and to just come in our presence. That's the most impactful way to thank our veterans in our community for their service.
Yeah, it seems like one of the things that all veterans really respond to is that bonding and that quality time.
100%.
And there's some ways that you can help give back, and even fellow veterans can do that as well.
Hey guys, if you're sitting on the couch, get your ass up and do some work and help out Warriors for Freedom, because they're a good bunch of folks.
I started out with Warriors for Freedom as a volunteer about 4 years ago.
And I have been volunteering for about 6 years now.
I was tired of sitting in the house, and I thought, well, this would be the best bet for me. It gets me out of the house. It keeps my mind active.
Using some of that free time where you normally be just sitting around the house, but you can be out doing things for other veterans.
I love serving our veterans because they have served for me, my family, and my community.
I just like to help them out.
To know that there are people like that involved with this organization, I had to be involved somehow, some way.
You get a lot out of it. You're around great people. You're around red, white, and blue, and it's incredible.
Not only purpose and camaraderie, but we have each other.
We had more veterans that were actually they were willing to come and speak about some of the struggles they've had.
Just like military units, you always had a place to go every day. Well, you've got that with Warriors for Freedom.
We want to provide you with hunting and fishing and golf and scuba diving and all those different programs we offer as just a way, just come out.
We want you to be brave enough to come out and do bad shit with us.
It's pretty simple.
If you're thinking about volunteering,
sign up, let us talk to you about it.
We cannot do this without the volunteers. Please look at Warriors for Freedom. We would love to have you.
We only have one question for you. Are you brave enough?
Yeah, are you brave enough? That's a question that's really hard for a lot of folks to say no to, but there are a lot of different ways folks can get involved and help out.
Absolutely. Anytime you can go to warriorsforfreedom.org, and under our events page, you can find all the volunteer opportunities where we welcome our patriots, our military, and our veterans and their families to volunteer anytime for several of our upcoming events.
And there's so many cool groups that are doing like outside of the box things really to help out too. There's a group of Boy Scouts out in Mustang that went a little different direction to rally their community to show their veterans how much they care. Stella Burnett and Chris Rowe are quite the team.
Yes, we are.
Last year, the pair led Cub Scout Pack 3399 to collect more than 1,600 Valentine's cards to deliver to veterans in Clinton.
Sometimes people just need to just know that somebody else out there cares. So we we're happy to provide that for these folks. Just sometimes they get to thinking that they're forgotten.
That project was such a success, even during the pandemic, it's back on for year 2, and now they're asking for your help and donations.
You can be 4 years old and draw a heart on a piece of paper and say, I want to donate this. Or you can be 99 and put your heart on something. We will take anything that you want to bless us with, because it's not just the pack that is shining, it's each and every one of these people that donate.
The Valentines can be handmade or store-bought.
They don't have to be the expensive ones, because the love comes from the handwriting and the giving of the card.
Anything given creates a special connection that Chris Rowe understands more than most.
I'm a veteran, my parents were veterans, my grandfather was a veteran. We all come from somewhere.
Yes.
And I wouldn't be here if it weren't for my folks and their folks before them. So we have to make sure we honor that.
The goal? To deliver smiles to our veterans while teaching children the importance they play in our freedoms today.
We try to do a lot of things with and for the veterans because they have sacrificed so much for us. And I want the children to know this and to learn this and not just think, oh, they're just some old fogies. They're what America's made of.
Oh, what a great way for generations to learn about how to honor our veterans. And when it comes to veteran households, right, that's definitely a special and different kind of relationship there that maybe not everybody has a total understanding of how those things work.
Absolutely. In my household, I happen to be the mom of a soldier, and I happen to be the wife of a soldier, and I happen to be a veteran myself. So it has been an interesting dynamic over the last 20 years in our household. Our children were raised on Fort Bragg in North Carolina, and it has been awesome just getting to know that community and really feeling passionate about it.
It's definitely got to be interesting, too, from the inside sort of looking out. There's got to be a lot of things that you guys do differently just from that common thread, right, that maybe other families don't get into.
I think so. I think sometimes it makes people uncomfortable, whether it's the language or the culture, but it always works, and we're happy to continue to serve in this capacity and to support our son's service. So.
And some of those just to get more comfortable, right? You have the conversation with some folks, you do a little learning and understanding. We had the chance to follow 2 father-son combinations as they went to visit the memorials in Washington, D.C. for the first time. This was unbelievable.
We had 8 or 10 killed. When you're in your unit?
Bill Renfro served his country in the Korean War. Now, the honor flight is giving him the opportunity to share some of his experiences with his son, Paul.
And what is that guy carrying? That's a mortar base. They set the mortar in that to keep it from moving. Yeah. Now, what kind of rifle is he carrying? Is that an M1? No. Yeah, it is. And then that's a VAR.
Renfros have each been to Washington and seen the memorials, but never together. And the trip gave Paul the chance to see something Bill's been talking about for years: ponchos.
But for years I've heard him talk about those ponchos. He said he never saw one while he was over there, and so it was nice to see those and really pay attention to them. I've noticed them, but never really looked closely at them.
Paul says his dad was pretty open with him about his time overseas, but that's not the case with all fathers and sons, like Gary and Josh Douglas.
I never spoke to him at all about the war experiences like my dad did a little bit for me when I first came back.
But Josh says visiting the memorials, and especially seeing his dad lay a wreath at the tomb of the unknown soldier, has brought them closer together.
Seeing this and seeing his reaction and just, it's really heartbreaking to know that he went through that, but I'm very thankful that I've got him.
It wasn't just fathers and sons making this trip, though. Some brothers who served together boarded the honor flight as well. George and James Helfin even got to spend a little time together while serving in Vietnam.
I was in a helicopter unit, and he come down from his unit up north and spent the weekend with me, one weekend with us together.
The Helfins found the names of some old classmates while visiting the Vietnam Memorial together, as did the Hugh Lings brothers, Michael and Marcus. Michael says his trip was made even more special by having his brother with him, but wishes the two could have taken their veteran father while he was alive.
We lost our dad many years ago, and had this been going on then, we probably would have brought him, but we're blessed by getting to go with brothers.
Such an amazing experience, and to get that perspective from multiple generations who have experienced similar situations but in very different eras. What about that sort of creates a different bond that people just don't understand?
I think it's identifying, those young soldiers that are just coming out right now, those that are serving in the Afghan War, the Vietnam War, and the conversations are so cultural and meaningful. It's more of a mentorship. We call it camaraderie in our circle, and that camaraderie is just the elders teaching the youngers, and it brings you back to that old school way of living and learning. And the dynamic is just so impactful, and we do it every month in Warrior Coffee, and I love to watch it, love to be a part of it.
Yeah, and there's a ton of other activities there too with Warriors for Freedom as well that help build that camaraderie that really seems to be one of the big things that's missing. There's a local hockey team here that is bringing that camaraderie back in a huge way.
Oklahoma Warrior Hockey is a program that caters to veterans of the armed forces.
It's a place where they can get recreational therapy through the sport of ice hockey.
It allows us to reconnect with either old friends or camaraderie that we used to have out in the military.
The funnest thing about playing hockey with all veterans is they come from a like background.
It's a lot like being around more military guys on military bases where you can kind of shoot the breeze and talk about things you've experienced in your career or talk about the things you've done.
It's just fun. Honestly, it's a great atmosphere, it's a great camaraderie out there, so I really enjoy it playing.
The reason this program is important to me in particular is the busyness of my everyday life. This gives me an opportunity to decompress and get my mind right.
We see a lot of guys that if you watch games, they're smiling, they're having a good time. They're getting out and they're working and they're trying to be better.
If you ever thought that you wanted to come out, just come out, check it out, talk to one of us, and then get on the ice. If you have the experience, great. If you want to learn it, this is the spot where you could actually learn it and get better at it. I could almost guarantee you that once you try it, you won't look back and just try to keep going and going and going.
When you come into an Oklahoma Warriors ice hockey game, you're basically going to be greeted by somebody that's friendly at the door. You're gonna see opening ceremonies, we're gonna play the national anthem. You're gonna see both teams do 22 push-ups, and you're gonna see some fun hockey.
When we have crowds coming out and support the organization and cheer us on and all that love that we receive, that we see it's greatly appreciated. We wouldn't be where we at without the support of the general public or greater organizations like the Warriors for Freedom that makes this happen for us.
Warriors for Freedom is a partnership with us. They came on board with us this year, and we have a very similar mission to combat veteran suicide, so they've been a tremendous help to us.
We love to say one team, one fight, and that's what we are. We go out there and support each other and fight together, win together, lose together, and at the end of the day, we're just having a great time.
That is just such an awesome program. How did Warriors for Freedom decide to get involved with that and get involved with the team?
Absolutely. So last year, Kyle Roush, the founder and board chairman for Warriors Hockey, came to me, and it was actually in October, right before I did my budget planning for this year. And he had let me know that all the Warriors that were playing on the team were paying for their own ice time at the ice arena. And I absolutely was not having that. Warriors has been blessed. And so we cover all of their ice time for them, as well as for their September 11th, we covered their jerseys, so they don't have to come out of pocket for all of that. So now it's this amazing relationship. They're huge partners of ours, and we love them and can't wait to support them again in 2023.
You see so many places where people give back and take back and work together to make these things happen. And so there's a group now here that's brand new, just started, that's actually taking all these veteran-owned businesses and helping bring them together into one network so they can expand and improve themselves and help each other.
We're 5,200 businesses with veteran-owned businesses in Oklahoma with
60,000 employees and over $5 billion in revenues.
In just 2 short years, OK VetWorks Business Management Program Administrator Darren Hoggett has watched the program grow to accomplish incredible things.
And what we do, we work with veteran entrepreneurs throughout the state, hoping they can become successful and continue to grow their business or start their business.
The opportunity to work with the business-minded vet is prevalent in Oklahoma. The state ranks 6th in the nation in veteran-owned businesses. Oklahoma City ranked number 3. Tulsa comes in ranked at 11th.
We help them anywhere from business plans, marketing plans, advertising ideas. I've even helped build them some logos. Anything that's going to help them build their business and let it be known in Oklahoma and continue to thrive.
Any veteran can utilize the program, and it's a chance to get a head start into a business venture, or maybe just figure out how to take the first step into the next chapter of life after serving your country.
And you can see that they're bored, they're stagnant, and they're really getting to that depression state, and they have an idea and they don't know where to start.
Hoggett says his role almost becomes more of a counselor job, where he works to not only improve the business mind of our heroes, but also help them fight the demons that come with leaving the structure of the military as well.
So when you start to give them the ideas and you work with them how to be profitable and work for themselves, they totally glow. I mean, you definitely see the difference.
A program that grows momentum with every business built and bolstered. Hoggett says every program he provides puts him in a place to get even more excited to see OK VetWorks and the veteran business community grow.
Watching the success stories, hearing those stories, and seeing people succeed because of some things that you help them with is just amazing. And then, yeah, I'm energized by it.
And sometimes something life-changing can really be as easy as casting a line, and there's a great program with Warriors Freedom that does just that.
There is. So we do Fishing for Freedom. We just finished that in October. We take 50 veterans and 50 pro bass guides out to Lake Eufaula, and they fish all day. I think I heard the word skunked a couple times. We provide them with all of their meals and their lodging, and they just love it. And we're looking forward to it next year in 2023. Our goal is 100 veterans and 100 guides. So lofty goals.
Yeah, big goals and a great program. And as you can imagine, some of the highlights from this trip are just absolutely incredible.
Fishing for Freedom was put together as a way of recreational therapy and peer-to-peer support for veterans to get together and just enjoy camaraderie.
It gives us a chance to talk with each other. I've been there, he's been there, and a lot of times veterans don't talk to other people about it. So another veteran being there, and we've done the same thing, same kind of work, same kind of job, same kind of deployment. So it just it allows us to communicate and get a lot of stuff off our mind.
There's a ton of patriots that come out here. The boaters themselves are either professionals that have been doing this their whole lives, are individuals that have been doing this for a long time that just know how to boat, know how to fish, and they're just patriotic. And they donate their time, their money, their expertise, their gas for boating around the lake all day. And the veterans themselves obviously come out here to fish. So you're surrounded all weekend by just patriotic individuals and veterans and service members. When I got out of the military, I was having a very difficult time adjusting. I was in for 10 years. I was a Fleet Marine Force Corpsman with 1st Marine Division. Had a couple trips under my belt in Iraq. And I got out of the military not really prepared to deal with the civilian world. And once that happened, a lot of things went off the rails for me. Things didn't work out with the family. Things weren't working out in my personal life. And that was due to my service for PTSD and a traumatic brain injury that I had.
The post-traumatic stress disorder, the TBIs, the constant deployments that these guys now in Afghanistan and Iraq have, I went to Vietnam for 1 year. These guys have gone over there for 3, 4, 5 times. The thing about Warriors for Freedom, they're trying to make people aware of the 22 veterans that commit suicide every day. From the day I joined this organization, I have a bracelet on that says, remember the 22, and I won't take it off. I go to bed with it, I get in the shower with it, I don't take it off.
And so the public needs to continue to give, needs to continue to support our nation's heroes, because we're going through the hardest time right now more than ever, with veteran suicide being at an all-time high.
Experienced it in my own family. I lost my son 5 years ago. He was in the Marine Corps and he committed suicide. So I know what it's like.
And for you veterans and service members out there, keep your dang heads up. Everything's gonna be all right. Find a friend, find a brother, find a sister, lean on them if you need to, and keep on pushing. And if you need to join an organization, or you want to join an organization like Warriors for Freedom, and we're here for you.
Well, I hope some of these things have helped you guys understand our veterans a little bit better and sort of realize there's different ways and things and avenues you can take to help them out.
Yeah, for Warriors for Freedom, we just want you to come out, volunteer, spend time with our military and our veterans and their families. And just visit us at www.warriorsforfreedom.org or check us out on social media and find out what opportunities there are for you to be a part of our community.
We want to thank the 45th Infantry Division Museum. This place is full of incredible, rich history, and here is an awesome, amazing backdrop to have as we told you and shared with you all of these stories as well. It's completely free to visit this museum. They'd love to have you stop by. And as we go, we want to share with you the ceremony of the changing of the guard at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. It is one of the most sacred ceremonies that we have in this country. And as we leave, for those who have served, those who are serving, and those who will serve us in the future, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? I am Sentinel Bandit of the 3rd Infantry Regiment, United States Army, Guard of Honor, Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. The ceremony that you are about to witness is the changing of the guard.
The military guard of the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier is changed every hour on the hour in the winter and every half hour from April to September.
In keeping with the dignity of this ceremony, it is requested that everyone remain silent and standing. Thank you.
In preparation to take their post, the new sentinel leaves the tomb guard quarters and unlocks the bolt of his or her M14 rifle, signaling to the relief commander to begin the ceremony.
Look, shoulder, arm. Forward, march. Guard, halt. Guard, halt.
The relief commander and the relieving sentinel meet the retiring sentinel at the center of the black mat in front of the tomb. All three salute the unknown soldiers who have symbolically been given the Medal of Honor.
Ready, face. Present, on.
The tomb guard marches exactly 21 steps down the black mat behind the tomb, turns, faces east for 21 seconds, turns and faces north for 21 seconds, then takes 21 steps down the mat and repeats the process.
Guard, halt. Ball out.
The sentinel executes a sharp shoulder arms movement to place the weapon on the shoulder closest to the visitors, signifying that he or she stands between the tomb and any possible threat.